threatened by them. Finn, however, got sent into prayer range, which helped him survive those Bone Knights, which have surprisingly large amounts of attack. And that was thanks to the contribution of one of the Forest Knights actually connecting on him. So even weak enemies can make a difference in the way the battle turns out. So I did some preliminary math and decided that Levin needed to take a couple of those villages so that he could get up to speed in terms of monetary possessions. And taking out Volts helps a lot. Quan will use that elite ring to gain some more levels. And I park Sigurd in front of the boss. Now the boss has a defense ring, which makes him even tougher to take down than a typical general. So I'm not going to be seizing for a turn or two anyway. So I'm not too worried about having Sigurd in the way, preventing other people from getting at the boss. I mean, besides, I still have this whole mob of forests that I have to clean out. And so I do my best to keep people healthy and erect a defensive formation. I also go ahead and have Lex recruit Beowulf. Probably should have had him attack along the way, because I forgot that you can, talk after. But Lex doesn't need kills. I'm sure there was like an unwounded one he could have chipped at, because there are a couple that didn't manage to make it to the Let's Hit Sigurd party. But things are fine in the end. And a lot of the Forest Knights like to prioritize Beowulf. My hunch is it's because he's a traitor, at least in their eyes. But I have no idea if that's actually coded into the game that way or not. The rest of them seem to like to attack Ethlin, because everybody likes to attack Ethlin. But Ethlin is a champ, and she has more defense than I gave her credit for. And she also manages to dodge a couple of, like, vital things. So that was a lot riskier than I wanted it to be. And the fact that Ethlin's now at 1 hit point severely hampers what I was hoping to do with her. And probably sets me back quite a bit on efficiency standpoints. Martin picked up what he came for, is now on the trek back to civilization. And I won't just go about clearing up the rest of this mess here in the north area. So since the Armor Knights are actually worth a lot more XP compared to the Forest Knights, I'm trying to give the kills to people who I think could use the experience a little bit more. Now that's some meaty chip right there. It's kind of sad that even with 4 times hit, Finn couldn't take it out, but I am kind of neglecting him a little. But this does give the opportunity for Noish to swoop in and get some extra levels under his belt. And you can really see the effect that Elite Ring immediately has. Okay, now the positioning of where I'm putting my men looks a little bit odd, because it doesn't really look the most defensible, especially after a couple things that I do shortly here. Like retreating Sigurd over to this forest. That actually takes his authority stars away from some of the people that could probably benefit them, like Lex here. But if I had him parked somewhere else... Actually, maybe I could have had him parked to the left of Midori now that I think about it. At any rate, Earthlyn has to go home because she has just one hit point and no way to heal. So she's going to be using the return ring anyway, so I decide to have her take Quan with her. It gives them access to the arena, and they'll be doing that next turn. And you'll see that there's this nice corridor I've left those Forest Knights so that they can go and attack Midori. And nobody who's actually in danger of dying is threatened. And Lex gets in some great chip on the boss, connects and weakens him down to like 2 hit points. And now we just have Arena Stomp here. Quan actually blazes through this with no problems whatsoever. The people who have a little bit more trouble are Deirdre and Earthlyn. But that's why I left, you know, my sword fighters and Jamka behind to provide some buffer. And there were a couple of times that could have gone poorly for Quan there. But, I mean, as we see, it all turned out in the end. So, if you fully clear the arena, if I remember my math right, that's worth 17,500 gold. And you get 20,000 from selling the elite ring, so that's 37,500, which just about covers the cost of buying the elite ring every chapter. So it makes for a glorious cycle for the people who are really good at combat. And that's how they gain an awful lot of their experience. It's like 4 levels from arena alone, typically. For the people who struggle with the arena, they can't do the elite ring cycle every chapter. It's more like every other, because they lose out on some of the glorious gold from fights 6 and 7 typically. Unfortunately, my fixation on, you know, the elite ring arena cycle was one of the factors that led me to go, oh yeah, Deodora has all this gold, I should elite ring with her in the arena. But in actuality, she could have gotten so much more experience just by using the warp staff on all those turns everybody else was trekking up to take that other castle. Again, you know, initially I tried some other things, and Deodora was out and about, and I didn't actually have everybody chilling at the home castle for her to warp them. And then by the point that I got here, I'm like, well, I already have the random numbers locked in, so she can't level anymore. But I mentioned that already, and so since I'm starting to repeat myself. Now originally, I'd had Dude get 20,000 gold, and I was going to have Dude try to get a kill in the arena, but no matter how I tried to squeak it out, he just did not have any luck. So instead he gives his money to Ozzel so Ozzel can take the elite ring. And Ozzel actually gets surprisingly far here. Which is incredibly useful, because it helps keep him at sort of the barely par level. Again, he has grown just the right amount of magic where he can two-shot that sword fighter, which is the only thing that keeps him going in the arena. Unfortunately, his run would end there, so we take him back out. So in actuality, I probably didn't need to leave all of my guys behind, because I'm leaving the elite ring on Ethlyn anyway. So she could have just taken the arena at any point she wanted, because she has the return ring. But as long as they were there, I make use of them to allow her to attack now. Although I really should have just let her level with elite return staff, and then once she reached promotion level, then she could stop the arena, probably without any need for further assistance. But again, in hindsight, everything is 20/20, right? So Jamka does really well here, at least up until the final boss of the arena. Which is actually really good, considering I deprived him of his awesome bow, because Midder needs it more, frankly. So that's just a testament to how good Jamka usually is. Ira, of course, with her Astra activations, tends to clean up, no matter who you throw her against, at least in these early arenas. And I mean, since these guys had just joined, like, midway through last chapter, they by no means have anywhere near the amount of gold that they need to do an elite ring pass, so it doesn't matter when they attack. Which was the justification of leaving them behind, as opposed to, I don't know, some of the other people. Also, mostly it was because they're footmen. Footmen. So I have Alex swoop in and take this kill, because compared to Noish especially, Alex's defense is quite weak. So the shield ring will be of great benefit to him. It'll help him clear the arena a lot further than he otherwise would be able to. Eventually I'll want to pass on the shield ring to somebody who will give it to their children, because Alex's not getting paired up. Not in this playthrough. But until his level is close enough to where I can feel secure that he'll hit 30, he'll probably hold on to it. So I do a few other things here, like I give Deirdre Ethlyn's staff so that she can do some heal duties, because Ethlyn herself is going to be far away from the bulk of the action, because she's got a different set of duties lined up for her. And it's just taking care of all of the other stragglers here. Now, I can't seize this turn, because having saved this village leaves Sylvia in range of the sleep staff boss that would pop out. And that takes her out of commission for far too long. Like I said, maybe there was a different order of village saving that I should have tried. Maybe I should have withheld Levin a turn or two from killing off those other bandits to take one of the top right villages instead of those two bottom left villages that he's going to end up taking. So I guess I could have perhaps planned it out a little bit better. Now it's a little bit of staff self-gratification here.